There's really no words to describe what gold has done today, so maybe the best thing to do is just to show you. Gold is on fire. Let's explore. And it's a flame that shan't be extinguished anytime soon, but before this thing burns my fingers, I better put this fire out. Yes, indeed. But gold is climbing up high, folks. It has broken yet another new record, over $106 climb just today. Wow. Man, it's getting out of reach for many people, including myself, to buy the 1 ounce size, except for very special occasions. Fractional gold very well may be the way to go here, and that is something that I think my friends at Summit Metals foresaw when they created the Summit Metals wallet. And in this case, it is the 1 gram size that I'm looking to fill this sucker up. I'm a little bit slow going on it, but you know what? I'm going to sooner or later fill this thing up with 12 of these 1 gram Scottsdale bars, as long as they keep carrying them. So check out summitmetals.com next time you're in the budget to buy some gold, at least some. I always think that's a good idea to have a little bit of gold in your portfolio, even with these high prices right now, because not only do many analysts feel that it's not going to slow down anytime soon, but pullbacks are temporary, and in the long run, gold will indeed preserve your wealth. And of course, even though it's far outperforming as a wealth preservation device right now, the price is up, and it is not up because the dollar is down. There's many other factors that come into play in the world of precious metals moving. So let's talk a little bit about what happened in the entire precious metal sphere right now, because there's other news with other metals right now. It's green and red. We're going to start with the green. Gold, the best performing asset of the day, 3.31% increase today. That's a massive spike upwards, smashing and breaking records to $3,338 an ounce. It did reach up as high as $3,343.60 an ounce, with the futures markets opening up with the futures price at $3,348 an ounce. And user Uriah Kaiser had a comment on this in the live stream on Sunday night, when the gold actually fell a little bit of a consolidation profit taking there in the Asian markets. But he was right. Here we go. In fact, I think $3,500 gold is probably going to be around the corner. Other analysts agree too, especially a fella here that has got some analysis we're going to get into here in a moment. Gold prices pierced through that $3,300 an ounce to hit record highs as investors sought a refuge from the turbulence surrounding trade tensions between the United States and China. Now, tariffs are the obvious, immediate play that we're looking at here in terms of what gold is doing, but I think there's more to it than that, and so does this analyst here. Now, the tariff policies are making people nervous, and it's not even really, it's just a matter of what is going to be happening here. With tariffs, it's the unknown and the chaos that's around it. Some people liken that chaos to Trump's inexperience in this area. But again, some of it very well could be strategic as well in the Trump administration's role here. Now, we don't know. Trump does not want to fail, that's for sure. So I think he's working hard to make these deals. And obviously, as a result of that, there are some tensions and some unknown factors that are coming into play, and that's making the markets nervous all around. Gold is recalibrating to reflect the current state of world affairs. If the price is telling us something, then it's a distinct warning bell, according to independent analyst Ross Norman, and I agree with that. In fact, it is having such a profound impact, especially what the central banks are doing. It is now up $107 here today. Silver, it is up as well too, but not nearly as much. But it is following the coattails of gold, although lagging behind a little bit. It's up 43 cents right now, up 1.33% to $32.84. Platinum is also up today. It's up $8 today to $976. I am a platinum fan, but you know what? It has languished for a long time here. But nonetheless, palladium, on the other hand, has fallen $4 today. It is now back below $1,000 an ounce, and rhodium is down $50 as well. So there's where the full metals complex are. But gold indeed is climbing, and it is wild to see it move in this direction. And meteoric rise upwards is something else, and likely probably something that we're not going to see slow down anytime soon, according to what Ross Norman's analysis holds for us. And so we can expect the spike to continue here, and we'll follow that as soon as I get this bar on the right side up here and moved into place. Yes, indeed. Gold is recalibrating, and high conviction buying, that commercial commenced about a year ago, likely unreported central bank buying, is being compounded by buying on price strength. And there are big buyers starting to make their way through the complex of gold and silver. I think there's more and more folks that are looking at an opportunity with silver here as well too, with some larger buyers coming into the fray. And so watch what happens with silver. But gold really is the focal point here today, smashing through, outperforming every other metal tracked by Kitco here, and this high conviction buying. And that really began about a year ago, and it's not likely going to slow down, especially with what central banks are doing. I did a video earlier today about Iran being one of maybe the only country in the world whose imports are topped by gold. They're buying more gold than anything else now. I'll post a link to that video at the end screen here for you to check out. Bullion has gained around 26% so far this year, in a rise that has drawn comparisons with its 1980 rally during the Iranian Revolution, when prices shot up around 118% between November 1979 and January 1980. Now, also, I think it followed silver to some degree as well, too. And so that is something that you have to take into account, too, with the squeeze that the Hunt brothers put into place there. So one other thing we want to check and see here is what in the world is going on with gold in terms of its real record high. And, of course, how do we measure a real record high in terms of a gold's price? I think the best way to do that is to kind of look and see exactly what gold was going for back in 1980. And 1980 is a seminal year because that was when it had risen up to about $800 an ounce in January of that year. It's about $850 an ounce, and adjusted for inflation, what would that be today? That would be $3,493.95. That is the next target in order for gold to reach a true record high in real dollars. So gold is still behind a little bit. It's behind about, that's almost $3,500 an ounce. So $3,500 an ounce really is the number we're looking for now next. And that is a magical number that will be coming. Trump rolled out the latest on his tariffs policies, ordering an investigation into potential new levies on all U.S. critical minerals and imports and other goods. And so gold is traditionally used to hedge against this turmoil. Some longer-term owners are taking profit on the fresh record highs, but new inflows are also running strong, according to Adrian Ash, who is the director of research at Bullion Vault. Gold ETF saw an inflow of 226.6 metric tons, worth $21.1 billion in the first quarter of this year, the largest amount since the first quarter of 2022, when markets were grappling with the consequences of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. So this is a seminal moment in the history of gold. ETF demand is the additional new component that had otherwise been missing, and is certainly helping to fuel the rise, Norman added. Gold has also gained from the lower dollar, near a 3-year low, making bullion a more attractive investment for other currency holders. The next milestone for gold is, $3,500. Expect that before long, says Norman. Now, of course, anytime you see something go to record highs or large increases in prices, it's very easy to go ahead and say, well, look at the next level here. Look at this next target, and we're going to get there. And we could. But I want to send out a word of caution. You never know. This could be the very tippy top of the market, and we could see it fall back. Because what is this? This is fear that's driving these prices right now. How long will that fear last? I don't know. But some of that fear obviously is happening in China with record amount of investors there buying in the ETFs and the Chinese ETFs. We've not seen that before. That is another thing that is compounding, and I think we'll probably get more data to represent that as well too, in part with some of this with the 226.5 metric tons inflow that we're seeing here through the first quarter. So the next milestone being that $3,500 an ounce. Central bank buying has further buoyed gold, with China's central bank adding to its reserves in March for the 5th straight month. Gold posted 25 all-time highs this year, of which 13 are above the $3,000 level. 25 all-time high hits. There is more to this. This is something that's lasting a lot longer than the highs that we saw previously in the space here, in the gold space, going all the way back to 1980. So that is quite revealing here. The longer the gold stays high, and the longer that it breaks records, that means there's more support for gold at these high levels. What will that support look like in terms of the price level as we head into a moment of stability? Who knows? I think probably at this point, $2,900 to $3,000 may be the new support for gold as we move on out. In other words, highly unlikely we'll see gold fall below those prices. But I could be wrong on that as well too. Nonetheless, it's always a good idea to hold on to the gold that you already have. And if you're in the budget to buy new gold, well, 1 ounce may be out of the question for you. But again, there are fractional sizes: 10th ounce, quarter ounce, half ounce, and gram, and 5 gram, 10 gram sizes. So check those out. So there you have it. There's your market report for today. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section below. Hope you found this video informative, insightful, and educational. We'd like to extend a multitude of gratitude to each and every one of you for taking the time to watch, and to encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe.